Good morning.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning, ma'am.
Very good morning. Okay, I will continue female reproductive system in that menstrual cycle. I have started, but I will start from beginning only. Some 6 to 7 slides I have discussed in early class, last class. From beginning only I will start this one and I will finish today. So the reproductive functions in women exhibit cyclical change that occur regularly over a period of about 1 month. This is called menstrual cycle, which is the periodic preparation of the reproductive system for fertilization and implantation of the fertilized ovum. In human beings and primates, the reproductive cycle externally manifests by periodic vaginal bleeding called as menstruation. So therefore, the cycle is called as menstrual cycle. So the first menstrual cycle is called as a menarche. The usual age for menarche is 12 to 14 years. I have told it may differ from books to book. So keep one standard, this one. 10 to 14, 10 to 13, like that. So duration of the menstrual cycle. The length of the menstrual cycle usually averages at about 28 days. However, the duration of the cycles is never fixed in all women. Also, the duration of all cycles is not same in one woman. This is because the menstrual cycle is frequently influenced by physiological, environmental, nutritional, and social factors. Normally, it ranges from 21 to 35 days. Phases of menstrual cycle. The menstrual cycle is divided into two phases. Follicular phase and luteal phase, separated by ovulation that occurs between these two phases. Follicular phase. This is the period from the onset of bleeding to the day of ovulation. This is called follicular phase. As the dominant follicle in ovary matures in this phase to terminate in ovulation at the end of the phase. This phase has two parts. The menstrual phase, that is the phase of proliferation of the uterine endometrium. Follicular phase is also called pre-ovulatory phase. A luteal phase. This is the part of menstrual cycle between ovulation and the onset of the next menstrual bleeding. This is called luteal phase, as corpus luteum is formed in the ovary, which mainly controls activities of this phase. This is also called as the secretory phase. Length of each phase of cycle. In a 28 days cycle, the follicular phase is of 14 days. However, alteration of the length of menstrual cycle occurs due to alteration in the duration of a follicular phase. Once ovulation occurs, menstrual bleeding starts after 14 days of ovulation. Thus, the length of the luteal phase remains constant irrespective of the cycle length. I am not repeating because already I have told about these slides. Once again I am highlighting. Menstrual bleeding occurs in the early part of follicular phase and usually ovulation occurs in the mid-cycle or more. Appropriately at the end of the proliferative phase and just prior to the beginning of the luteal phase. Therefore, menstrual cycle is sometimes it's even loosely or it is divided into 4 phases. In some book I have told it is mentioned. There is a bleeding phase, follicular phase, ovulatory phase and luteal phase. However, it should be remembered that bleeding phase is a part of follicular phase and ovulation is not a separate phase but an event that occurs at the junction between proliferative and secretory phase of the cycle. Yes, I have to start from here. That changes in reproductive organs in menstrual cycle. Okay, we will see what are the changes in reproductive organs in menstrual cycle. Changes in the follicular phase. Changes in the follicular phase. Menstrual and proliferative phase. We will see the ovarian changes. Ovarian changes. In the following phase, one follicle is selected to become the dominant follicle by the 4th day. In the follicular phase, that is how one follicle is selected. Only one follicle is selected to become the dominant follicle by the 4th day. The mechanism of selection of a follicle to grow is not known. Mechanism of selection of a follicle to grow is not known. So, the dominant follicle develops into mature follicle. The dominant follicle develops into mature follicle. The granulose and theca internal cells proliferate and secrete estrogen. The granulose and theca internal cells proliferate and secrete estrogen. The antrum increases in size. The antrum increases in size and stromal fluid increases in volume. The stromal fluid increases in volume. So, the distended follicle ruptures at about 14th day, resulting in ovulation. Ruptures at about 14th day, resulting in ovulation. So we have seen ovarian changes. Now we'll come to the uterine changes. In the early part of the follicular phase, along with the menstrual bleeding, in the early part of the follicular phase, along with the menstrual bleeding, layers of the uterine endometrium are sloughed. Layers of the uterine endometrium are sloughed under the influence of estrogen secreted from the developing follicle. Under the influence of estrogen secreted from the developing follicle, thickness of endometrium rapidly increases. Thickness of endometrium rapidly increases from 5th to 14th day of the cycle. During this process, the following uterine changes occur. Change in uterine cervix. Change in uterine cervix. Under the effects of estrogen, volume of cervix mucus increases. Under the effects of estrogen, volume of cervix mucus increases. The alkalinity and elasticity of cervical mucus also increases. Alkalinity and elasticity of cervical mucus also increases. Secretory phase or luteal phase. Secretory phase or luteal phase. The secretory phase lasts for about 14 days. It lasts for about 14 days. The duration of this phase is usually constant. It starts after ovulation and extends up to the next menstrual phase. Listen, this nonsense I will not tolerate. Yesterday only I warned. I found that student who are doing all those things. It will not take me too much time to find you out. If you will repeat, you will be punished. Yesterday only I told last class, if you are not interested, don't sit and don't disturb. Why don't you switch off your mic? Uterine changes. The endometrium thickens up to 6 mm. The glands become bigger, coiled and tortuous. The glands become bigger, coiled and tortuous. They secrete large amounts of fluid containing carbohydrate-rich mucus. Containing carbohydrate-rich mucus. The stromal cells proliferate, the spiral arteries become more coiled and dilated. The stromal cells proliferate, the spiral arteries become more coiled and dilated. The endometrium becomes thick and edematous. And this is the diagram what I am showing the changes in the menstrual cycle. What hormones? FSH, estrogen, progesterone and LH. This diagram is very important. Below this x-axis you can see days of menstrual cycle. Y-axis it is the endometrium cycle, pituitary and ovarian hormones, follicular development. Above one what you will see is the follicular development, where ovulation occurs, where menstruation starts, follicular phase and luteal phase. Refer this diagram in your any book. Whichever book you are reading, refer this diagram and practice this diagram. The excitability of myometrium is decreased due to effect of progesterone. This phase is due to the action of progesterone and estrogen on the uterine endometrium. This phase is due to the action of progesterone and estrogen on the uterine endometrium. These hormones are secreted from the corpus luteum of ovary. Secreted from the corpus luteum of ovary. It is called as luteal phase. It is called as luteal phase since it coincides with the luteal phase of the ovarian cycle. We'll come to the see the what are the ovarian changes. Ovarian changes after ovulation. The ruptured follicle is filled with blood. Ruptured follicle is filled with blood. This is called corpus hemorrhagicum. Corpus hemorrhagicum. There is proliferation of granulose cells inside the follicle. Proliferation of granulose cells inside the follicle. The granulose and theca cells undergo luteinization and therefore the follicle develops into corpus luteum. So that's why this follicle develops into corpus luteum. These luteal cells secrete estrogen. What they will secrete? Estrogen and progesterone. If there is no pregnancy, the luteal cells degenerate to form corpus albicans. You can see this diagram how the corpus albicans is formed. Primordial follicle that will leads to primary follicle. This will leads to developing follicle, mature follicle. Then there will be ovulation, corpus luteum that will become corpus albicans. Cervical changes. Cervical mucus secretion is decreased and becomes thick. This creates a plug in the cervix. Plug in the cervix, preventing entry of sperm through the cervical canal. Through the cervical canal. Physiological basis for menstrual bleeding. Physiological basis for menstrual bleeding. So, menstrual bleeding is initiated by decreased secretion of steroid hormones. This causes destabilization of the lysosomal membrane of the cells. This causes destabilization of the lysosomal membrane of the cells. So, the prostaglandins are produced which cause vasoconstriction. Prostaglandins are produced which cause vasoconstriction and endometrial ischemia. The proteolytic enzymes are released leading to lysis of endometrial tissue. Proteolytic enzymes are released leading to lysis of endometrial tissue. Ischemic damage and proteolysis results in necrosis and sloughing of endometrium. Ischemic damage and proteolysis result in necrosis and sloughing of endometrium. This is also important. What are the hormones which will control menstruation? That is the hormonal control of menstruation. GnRH from the hypothalamus increases gonadotropic secretion from the pituitary. The gonadotropin releasing hormone from the hypothalamus increases gonadotropic secretion from the pituitary. Secretion of follicular stimulating hormone, that is the FSH, causes development and maturation of the Graafian follicle. The granulosa cells of the developing follicles produces estrogen. The granulosa cells of the developing follicles produces estrogen, and increased level of estrogen stimulates the pituitary glands to produce the LH surge. Already in few class back I have told, prepare one note on LH surge. It's important. It may come as 3 marks question or 5 marks question. Better you prepare for LH surge. But you can see this is the changes, the day of menstrual cycle, usually at the 14th day, 1, 7, 14, 21, 28 days. How this estrogen and progesterone level goes on increasing and decreasing. The hormonal levels. A rapid rise in LH secretion causes ovulation. The Graafian follicle after ovulation becomes the corpus luteum. The corpus luteum secretes progesterone and estrogen. Corpus luteum secretes progesterone and estrogen, which are responsible for the secretory phase of the menstrual cycle. Which are responsible for the secretory phase of the menstrual cycle. If there is fertilization, the corpus luteum continues to produce progesterone and becomes corpus luteum of pregnancy. If there is fertilization, the corpus luteum continues to produce progesterone and becomes corpus luteum of pregnancy. If there is no fertilization, the corpus luteum degenerates. The corpus luteum degenerates. It results in decreased secretion of estrogen and progesterone. This reduced hormonal level causes menstrual bleeding. Decreased secretion of estrogen and progesterone. This reduced hormonal level causes menstrual bleeding. Okay, I'll come to menopause itself is a 3 marks question. Whatever I will talk now on the clinical notes or applied physiology, these are all short note. In long question, they will ask menstrual cycle, phases of menstrual cycle, write about phases of menstrual cycle, add a clinical note on any one of these. Whatever now I will go. The permanent stoppage of menstruation is called menopause. The permanent stoppage of menstruation is called menopause. It occurs between 45 and 50 years of age. It is due to the depletion of functional follicles. Depletion of functional follicles. Since follicles don't develop in response to LH and FSH secretion, so the levels of estrogen and progesterone drop. Since follicles don't develop in response to LH and FSH secretion, the levels of estrogen and progesterone drop. The symptoms associated with menopause are due to deficiency of estrogen. Deficiency of estrogen. The vaginal epithelium atrophies and becomes dry. The vaginal epithelium atrophies and becomes dry. Bone loss is increased. There is increased incidence of cardiovascular disease. There is increased incidence of cardiovascular diseases. Hot flashes due to peripheral vasodilation, that is a vasodilatation, and sweating are seen. We'll come to clinical notes or applied physiology. Amenorrhea. Amenorrhea. The absence of menstruation is called amenorrhea. The absence of menstruation is called amenorrhea. It is of two types. One, primary, then two, secondary. What is this primary amenorrhea? This is a condition wherein menstruation has never occurred. This is a condition wherein menstruation has never occurred. This is of two types. One, physiological. Number two, pathological. Physiological, pathological. So we'll talk about physiological. Physiological primary amenorrhea is that occurring before puberty or below the age of 18 years. Physiological primary amenorrhea is that occurring before puberty or below the age of 18 years. So what about pathological? Pathological primary amenorrhea occurs if menstruation does not begin even after 18 years of age. Pathological primary amenorrhea occurs if menstruation does not begin even after 18 years of age. It occurs in congenital defects of reproductive tracts and genetic abnormalities such as Turner syndrome. It occurs in congenital defects of reproductive tracts and genetic abnormalities such as Turner syndrome. Secondary amenorrhea. Secondary amenorrhea. This is the condition in which the menstrual cycle stops in women who previously had normal cycles. This is the condition in which the menstrual cycle stops in a woman who previously had normal cycles. It is of two types, physiological, pathological. Physiological secondary amenorrhea occurs during pregnancy and lactation. Physiological secondary amenorrhea occurs during pregnancy and lactation. Pathological secondary amenorrhea occurs in hypothalamic and pituitary disorders and ovarian diseases. Pathological secondary amenorrhea occurs in hypothalamic and pituitary disorders and ovarian diseases. What is this polymenorrhea? Polymenorrhea. Polymenorrhea is increased frequency of menstruation usually. Increased frequency of menstruation usually. Here, the duration and amount of bleeding remain normal. The duration and amount of bleeding remain normal. What is menorrhagia? Menorrhagia is excessive bleeding during menstruation. Menorrhagia is excessive bleeding during menstruation. The amount and the duration of the bleeding are increased. Here, the amount and the duration of the bleeding are increased. This occurs in uterine pathology and bleeding disorders. Uterine pathology and bleeding disorders. Dysmenorrhea. Dysmenorrhea is painful menstruation. It is a painful menstruation. It is of two types, primary and secondary. In primary dysmenorrhea, there is no known pelvic cause. There is no known pelvic cause. Whereas in secondary dysmenorrhea, uterine or pelvic pathology is seen. Oligomenorrhea. Oligomenorrhea. Oligomenorrhea is infrequent menstruation. The duration of the cycle is increased. Duration of the cycle is increased. It usually occurs due to ovarian disorders. Ovarian disorders. Premenstrual syndrome. The premenstrual syndrome is a condition in which a group of non-specific symptoms are seen in the secretory phase of menstrual cycle. Premenstrual syndrome is a condition in which a group of non-specific symptoms are seen in the secretory phase of menstrual cycle. Usually a week before the onset of menstrual bleeding. Usually a week before the onset of menstrual bleeding. The symptoms include irritability. The symptoms include irritability, depression, weight gain, breast tenderness and headache. The symptoms subsides during menstruation. Symptoms subsides during menstruation. These symptoms disappear within 3 days of the beginning of menstrual flow. The exact cause of premenstrual syndrome is not known. It is thought to be due to excess interplay between neurotransmitters of the brain and sex steroids. It is thought to be due to excess interplay between neurotransmitters of the brain and sex steroids. So this is about your menstrual cycle. These are clinical notes, are important. They may ask anyone or any to add a note on this amenorrhea, primary, whatever it is, menopause, amenorrhea, polymenorrhea, menorrhagia, whatever I have told just now, these are all important. Prepare a note on menstrual cycle. So you can write easily a long question when it is asked. Okay, any doubt? Anybody?
No, ma'am.
Madam, you don't have doubt. What about others? Or they are all sleeping, or they are all just doing some other work. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you very much.